Until now, 27 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies have aired. We can say every one of them brought us closer to Marvel. Some films took us far from our universe and created unforgettable moments with its characters, some of them messed up at some points. But now, we will talk about the overall quality and storytelling of these films. I'm not a movie reviewer, but I think I am a decent viewer. The order will start from the worst to the best. I tried my best to be objective. If you ask me, Spider-Man movies are the best. But I will be neutral in this video. Let's start from the most crappy one. Thor: The Dark World. Actually, if we look at this film not as a Marvel movie, but a superhero movie, it can be decent for its time. But it's still the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe film. The director of this movie is Alan Taylor. He is the director of Game of Thrones. And looks like he tried the same style in this movie, but it didn't work as planned. The Incredible Hulk. Again, not a bad movie overall, but as an MCU film, it's not a match. The actor's play was not natural, and visual effects were under expectations. But making a movie with a leading role as Hulk is not easy if we consider his aggressive attitude. Iron Man 2. Yes, we all like Iron Man and respect him for what he did in Endgame. But Iron Man 2 was the worst Iron Man movie. It's fun to watch, but there is problems with storytelling. The sharpest trouble is, the film is trying to tell 3 different stories in one movie and it confuses the viewer to switch between events. Thor. We are starting to see decent movies from now. Yes, Thor was an imperfect film in some details. But the story and acting was really above average. If we consider it tells us an origin story, and origin movies are not good generally, we can say this movie is reasonable. There can be better themes and character development. Captain Marvel. Not much different from other Marvel origin movies. But this film is not that important. The film studio marketed this movie as important right before Endgame, and almost did not affect the story of Endgame. Yes, some viewers really loved it, because of the feminism promotion. But it couldn't do it either. Despite its feminist look at first, this theme is so superficial. In the second act of the movie, literally fascist ideas promoted as militarist ideas. And our hero is collaborating with the American army. Overall, it's better than Thor, just because of the good visual effects. Eternals. This movie came out last year with a good cast, but unfortunately, this movie couldn't meet the expectations. And as Captain Marvel, it's full of political references and propagandas. The use of feminine man, masculine woman and homosexual character got ahead of the scenario. Also, the inconsistent behaviors of Thena and Ikari's characters takes this movie back. But, the new characters in the after-credit scene, and Black Knight theme was outstanding. Because of that, this movie is better than Captain Marvel. Avengers: Age of Ultron. Most viewers didn't like this movie and considered it one of the worst projects of Marvel. But I don't agree with that. Of course, it has mistakes, and it's not the best Avengers movie. The biggest mistake is making jokes even with serious characters. For example, Thor was one of them. Sure, comedy is good, and most Marvel movies gives us that. But we expect more from the Avengers series. Iron Man 3. Some of you might expect this in the beginning. The reason is that there are tons of reviewers on the internet who say this is the worst Marvel movie. But it's not that bad. Iron Man 3 mixed action and comedy flawlessly and showed some mature themes too. So basically, it was decent and funny. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man was an amusing origin film. And Ant-Man and the Wasp became a qualified sequel with connection to the first movie. The emotional links between characters well established, and the scenes with answers to things in Infinity War, takes this movie to 19th place. Captain America: The First Avenger. There couldn't be a better origin story for a character like Captain America. MCU has remarkable actors, and this movie is not an exception. As you know, movie takes place in the past, and they made that look with environmental design. Even we see how well made some scenes are, after watching them again. Ant-Man. Ant-Man was surprisingly good. There were prejudices before watching it as we will see a new hero. But it was so good with its perfect action scenes and humor. A well-produced robbery movie with awesome visual effects. Of course, not a legend, but a pretty good superhero movie. Black Widow. Despite small mistakes, it is one of the best superhero movies with a woman lead role. Gave us intense action scenes, and the Red Guardian character was really impressive. The villain Taskmaster was even more impressive. Fans really want to see this character again in other movies. Doctor Strange. Personally, my favorite origin movie. First of all, the actor and character accordance is perfect. Looks like Benedict Cumberbatch has born for Sherlock and Doctor Strange roles. Mind-blowing visual effects are a plus, of course. And his final battle with Dormammu was one of the best battles in the MCU. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The first movie was a masterpiece. However, in the second film, the villain had some problems. But it is still worth a masterpiece. The emotional scenes added a great drama to the movie, including character development of Gamora and Nebula. Shang and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This movie did a really good job and exceeded all the expectations. The balance between humor and action scenes was priceless. Fight style of the main character was unbelievable. And the villain's motivation was reasonable here, and some people didn't even consider him as a villain. This is not the thing we always see in Marvel. Spider-Man Homecoming. Tom Holland is the most suitable actor for Peter Parker character. This movie was an ideal film for a new origin story of Spider-Man. It was good to see the new villain Vulture in this new trilogy. Spider-Man Far From Home. And, yes, Far From Home was definitely a better movie than the first one because of its scenario. The Mysterio character was ideal for showing mind-blowing visual effects. Even it was the biggest visual feast in a Spider-Man movie. Captain America: Civil War. It was the second best movie of the Captain America series. We saw that many characters together after the Avengers. They created a well-made superhero movie with many references to the comic books and future movies. Avengers. This movie was a really big step for superhero movies. It was the first time with that big budget and that many beloved superheroes. Its place is the first in our hearts. Black Panther. One of the best superhero origin stories. Each character in the movie earned our respect. It was the best decision to use technology and forest rules in order to introduce Black Panther. Iron Man. The first movie of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it can be the best origin story for me. It looks like Robert Downey Jr. was born to play the Tony Stark character. Overall, this movie gave us everything we wanted. Guardians of the Galaxy. One of the few projects that didn't ruined by an overdose of humor. The director James Gunn showed us the art of balance between action and comedy. Plus, from music to the references of comics, everything made this movie worth appreciation. Captain America: Winter Soldier. The best movie of the Captain America series. This success is mainly because of the Winter Soldier character and its presenting style. No more words needed. Thor Ragnarok. The first Thor movie was average. The second one was bad, and they cannot screw this movie up one more time. Thor Ragnarok is a spectacular movie. Marvel showed us how good the Thor character can be with its own humor. Avengers Endgame. After Infinity War, they must finish this epic story. The three characters for this movie were important: Iron Man, Captain America and Thor. And obviously, the time travel theme was filmed perfectly in Avengers Endgame. Spider-Man: No Way Home. The latest Marvel movie. This movie satisfied all the old Marvel viewers, who have been waiting for this ever since Spider-Man Homecoming. It gave us so much nostalgia and made us tear up with its emotional scenes. This movie is not anything else, but just a masterpiece. Avengers: Infinity War. By far the best movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Thanos was the greatest villain of any superhero movie of all time. Thanos literally destroyed the Avengers team and won against all of them. With that impressive showdown and demonstration, I think Avengers: Infinity War was the best Marvel movie. So, basically, this is my list for the best Marvel movies. What do you think? You can comment your own list down below. If you are a Marvel fan, then you would probably love one of these videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like that one. Thank you for watching.